Liverpool's academy has been labeled as one of the best in the world, especially as of recent, with Jurgen Klopp using a ton of academy players for this injury-ridiculed season. It's not just that though, because the Liverpool academy players have been shining this season, and have proven to the world that Liverpool's future is in safe hands. So how have Liverpool's academy players saved this 2023-24 season? Well, let's take a look. Real quick before we get on with that though, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We're close to 100,000 subscribers and I would just really appreciate it, so thank you. And also if you guys can, follow my Twitter and my Instagram, both at Nabuto, if you just want to hear my thoughts on football games, transfers, and overall just to get to know me more. So if you want to, feel free to hit me up with that follow. Thank you. Now back to topic, we first have to give some background on Liverpool's academy. Throughout history, Liverpool's academy has always had the capability of developing a potential superstar. For example, Robbie Fowler was a Liverpool academy product, and he went on to become one of the most prolific goal scorers in Premier League history, with him being 8th place in the Prem's all-time goal scoring charts, and also is still Liverpool's second top goal scorer in the league. Another example is Michael Owen, one of the best talents England has ever seen, and has even won a Ballon d'Or in 2001. And of course, there's Steven Gerrard, arguably Liverpool's biggest legend, and one of the greatest midfielders of all time. However, in the early 2010s, Liverpool's academy was having a drought, and there weren't many players being developed that were ready for first-team football. However, everything changed when Jurgen Klopp came into the picture in 2015. Since Klopp took over, there has been a larger focus on giving academy players chances to shine with the senior team, and this didn't just start in 2024 with the current academy players. We'll get to that, but this started all the way back in 2016 when Klopp gave Trent Alexander-Arnold a chance to show what he's got with the main team. Since then, Trent moved up to the senior team more frequently in the following season, and now he's only gone on to become one of the best right backs in the world, and has won every single trophy with Liverpool, which obviously includes the likes of the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, etc. Trent has also become Liverpool's vice captain, and one of the club's most important players right now, and in the future, and is definitely on his way to becoming not only a Liverpool legend, but a Premier League legend as well. And Trent's journey started from the academy. Some football fans forget that, but Trent wasn't just a lucky Liverpool academy graduate that came through and became successful. He started the trend of future senior team players from Liverpool's academy, and the next one that came through is Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones was given small chances in the 1920 season, where he scored that screamer versus Everton, but even though the boy was always seen as talented, he didn't really get a run of games until the 22-23 season, and now the 23-24 season, where he's become one of Liverpool's best performing players this season. But even when Curtis Jones was struggling to get consistent game time with the Reds, he didn't get loaned out or anything and stuck with Liverpool. Why? Well, that's because Jurgen Klopp isn't a big fan of seeing his players loaned out for a long time, and he'll only allow short-term loan deals with no buyout clause options. In fact, there was a 2-year loan deal on the table for Curtis Jones to join RB Leipzig, which was declined because the Liverpool hierarchy and Klopp believe that it's more important for their academy players to grow within the Liverpool framework rather than gain additional playtime elsewhere. It does seem pretty negative on the outside that Liverpool doesn't like when their own players leave them on loan for some game time, but it's only because Klopp wants his players to grow in a unified environment where academy players can grow and be a part of occasional first-team training sessions, and this is to get familiar with how Liverpool train and work, and then eventually this will help the academy players when they get the chance to play for the first team. And trust me, this helped, and it's definitely one of the main reasons why Liverpool's academy is one of the most successful today. But with Curtis Jones staying at the club instead of going out on loan, just like Trent Alexander-Arnold, both players have improved tremendously in the Liverpool system, and their game intelligence and technical awareness under Klopp's system has undoubtedly increased. And now, both of the first two main Liverpool graduates under Klopp have become key players in this style of play. But Liverpool haven't just developed these two outfield players, but also their next shot stopper when Alisson inevitably leaves, and that's Kelleher, the best second choice goalkeeper in the world. When Alisson eventually leaves the club, Liverpool are definitely in safe hands, with Kelleher already gained the trust of his teammates and the fans in his 41 appearances, and is already showcasing himself as one of the best young goalkeepers out there in football, especially this season too, with Liverpool relying on Kelleher more than ever. And now he's come out and shown that he can handle the pressure and can be Liverpool's #1 goalkeeper in the future. It's not just homegrown players that have helped Liverpool though, it's also been the young players that signed to Liverpool's academy later on in their years. Take Harvey Elliott for example, who was once with the Fulham under-18s, signed with Liverpool to play for their under-23s. However, after a brief loan spell with Blackburn Rovers and a serious injury that kept Harvey Elliott out for a while, Liverpool kept their trust in the young player to eventually come through and shine, and that's exactly what Harvey Elliott has done this season. Not only has he been playing in a ton of games for Liverpool lately, making 40 appearances so far in the season, but he's been doing so well that he's been receiving shots from football fans to get called up for the England national team at just 20 years old. And thanks to Liverpool's academy and their trust in young players through his recovery process, Liverpool potentially have a diamond in their hands. But these Liverpool players that I mentioned have been on Liverpool's main team radar for a few years now, and some would even say that it was inevitable that these players would shine for Liverpool. But this year, in the 2023-24 campaign, Klopp has given opportunities to more young players than he ever has before. Let's first take a look at Jarell Quansah, a 21-year-old center back from the academy born in 2003. This season though, Quansah has been looking like the next Virgil van Dijk and has been an absolute stud in the back for Liverpool. Not only is he physically capable of handling Premier League attackers, his technical ability at such a young age is exceptional for a center back, who is basically playing his first season of professional football. Not only that, Quansah is getting plenty of experience this season, since he's made 25 appearances so far and has gotten 1 goal and 3 assists. It should have been 2 goals since his goal versus Toulouse in the Europa League should have counted, but you get my point. Quansah has definitely established himself as a future center back at Liverpool for years to come. Next, we move on to Conor Bradley. The 20-year-old born in 2003 has been excelling so far in his first season in the Premier League, with him getting his opportunity due to Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson getting injured in the middle of the campaign. Conor Bradley completely fits the fullback profile that Liverpool are looking for, an attacking fullback that can easily move up and down the flank if needed, showing incredible endurance, also being very good at counter-pressing and delivering quality balls into the box for attackers to feed off of. He's showing all of that this season, with him getting a couple of assists here and there, and also scoring a terrific goal against Chelsea in the Premier League. Conor Bradley is excelling, and it's no question that he's a future key piece at Liverpool for years to come. Then we got the likes of Bobby Clark and James McConnell, 2 upcoming center midfielders for Liverpool who made their debuts in recent Liverpool memory. Also, there's Jayden Danns, the son of a former professional footballer who also made his debut this season and scored his first 2 goals in his professional career against Southampton in the FA Cup. Trent, a 16-year-old Liverpool Academy footballer who became the club's youngest ever player to appear in the FA Cup and the 3rd youngest Liverpool player to make their debut in all competitions. Lewis Kumas, a left winger who also scored against Southampton in the FA Cup, becoming Liverpool's 4th youngest debut scorer and the first ever goal scorer born after the 2005 Champions League final. And most recently, Musialowski, who just made his professional debut for Liverpool against Sparta Prague in the Europa League. What's crazy is that most of the players that I just mentioned aren't getting pitiful minutes for Liverpool, but they're actually playing in some really important games. And the best example of this is the Carabao Cup Final. Going into the Cup Final against Chelsea, Liverpool were suffering a ton of injuries, which include the likes of Mohamed Salah, Darwin Nunez, Dominic Szoboszlai, Trent Alexander-Arnold, an Academy graduate, Stefan Bajcetic, another Academy graduate, Alisson Becker, Curtis Jones, Diego Jota, and Joel Matip. Usually, some managers would complain about the injuries and say that how can they even compete?
I can't compete! I just can't compete!
But Klopp had the opposite approach, and he stated as long as we have 11 players, we will go for it. And that's exactly what Liverpool did. In the final, Academy graduates Kelleher, Harvey Elliott, and Conor Bradley were given a start, but later on the likes of Bobby Clark, James McConnell, Jayden Danns, and Jarell Quansah came off the bench to try and help Liverpool defeat Chelsea. And they did just that, with the Academy players of Liverpool absolutely dominating Chelsea in extra time, and eventually in the 119th minute, when Virgil van Dijk, the skipper, came clutch and scored a late header to give Liverpool the trophy, the Academy graduates were the main topic of discussion, since they were the players that helped Liverpool win their first and potentially only trophy of the campaign. The fact that Klopp had that much trust in his Academy players to give them such important minutes in a cup final speaks volumes on how successful Liverpool's Academy has become. But what's the secret? How have Liverpool done an extremely good job at developing potential superstars in the last couple of seasons? Well, the Liverpool Academy director, Alex Inglethorpe, spoke about this, saying that his methods of leading the Academy basically forces players to be humble. In fact, Inglethorpe said that one of the crucial assets he tries to instill into his players is character with no egos. Basically, to be a part of Liverpool's Academy, you need to be a good and humble person off the pitch. Liverpool's Academy players aren't allowed to wear luxurious brands and fancy watches into the training ground, and there's an engine limit on what car they can drive and park at the Liverpool Training Center. Additionally, Liverpool Academy players have to give up their phone when they start their day at 8:30 a.m. and they can only get their phone back when they leave. Inglethorpe stresses that building these good characteristics into his players is one of the main reasons why Liverpool's Academy is doing so good recently, and he also explains why there has been a plethora of Academy graduate footballers playing for the club this season. But realistically speaking, not all these Academy graduates are going to be playing for Liverpool's senior team consistently enough. Some of them might even be sold, and Liverpool knows this, which is why Liverpool believe that they have a value of 300 million euros in terms of their Academy alone, and this would benefit other English clubs. Why? Because like I said, some of these Liverpool graduates undoubtedly will be sold to other places, just like how Nico Williams was sold to Nottingham Forest for around 17 million pounds, Harry Wilson being sold to Fulham for 12 million pounds, Ryan Brewster being sold to Sheffield for 23.5 million pounds, Ryan Kent being sold, Raheem Sterling leaving Liverpool despite being a graduate, etc. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, not only are Liverpool trying to set themselves up in the future for their club, but also financially, with them earning a ton of profit with the sales of some of their players, which would then let Liverpool go and spend in the transfer market for another international star, like the next Salah, Van Dijk, etc. Overall, even though a ton of English clubs have great academies, Liverpool's as of lately has taken tremendous steps forward, and has definitely established themselves as the best academy in England right now, especially because of how many chances the main Liverpool team is giving to their academy players. Additionally, academy players stepping up for the Liverpool senior team will only be beneficial for the club, in terms of on the pitch or financially off the pitch. Regardless, Liverpool's academy has done an exceptional job this season, and I'm sure it'll only keep going up from here. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it, and please be sure to follow my Twitter and my Instagram, the links are in my YouTube description. And last but not least, if you want to learn why the Japan national team has become so good lately, you definitely want to check out this video right here, you won't regret it.